Hey there YouTube, this is MDubs from Fort of Blankets, here with a Tellarknight Performage deck profile. I've been tossing around the name a lot and leave what you think. Should it be Teller Mage or Perform Knight, whatever you think. It's a Tellarknight deck with some Performages splashed in there. I've run Tellarknights basically since they released in Duelist Alliance, really love the deck. And this is the most fun I've had playing it. It's a lot of fun playing it with the Performages in it. First you have your Denebs, obviously. A little controversial choice running two. I've always run two, actually. I think having two keeps it from getting too clogged up. I usually side a third one just in case I'm afraid of it getting banished or anything. But obviously you have Deneb, and I run two. 3 Altairs, summon your Tellarknights from the grave. 3 Vegas, summon them from your hand. I like 3 in this build just so that you can get out another Tellarknight and then hopefully get out Hat Tricker to make a 3 material XYZ monster. And obviously Unukalhai, now that people are realizing, is really awesome. I've always loved Unukalhai as well. Probably sounded like a huge hipster coming across here. Always thought these cards are cool since before they were cool. The Unukalhai combo with Skybridge is just really awesome. Summon Unukalhai, dump Deneb into the grave, activate Skybridge to summon Altair, shuffle him back in the deck, and then summon Deneb back from your grave. It's really great. Get your combos rolling. So that's the Tellarknight lineup. Now you got the Performages. Hat Tricker's really great. He's kind of the star here. A lot of people don't realize that it doesn't have to be 2 monsters on your side of the field. It's 2 monsters anywhere on the field. So if you control 1 monster and your opponent controls 1, then you can just special summon this one straight from the hand. It's great for making Deltaros. And 2 damage jugglers. Something you can summon as a chump blocker, but mostly for its hand trap effect, protecting you from 1 attack. That's always been the problems with Tellarknights, that if you can't get the ball rolling, you have to protect yourself in the meantime with traps. So Damage Juggler does that, but does you one better and gets you a plus. Gets you a search after you've used him, gets you a search for a Performage monster, search for Hat Tricker or Trick Clown. Speaking of which, I run 1 Trick Clown. I love Trick Clown. It's an awesome card. Unfortunately, running more than 1 doesn't make too terribly much sense because you can only run 1 Foolish Burial, and you don't find yourself really wanting to be able to normal summon him very often. Once you do get Trick Clown going, he's really awesome on your XYZ monsters. Detach him and summon him back every turn. 1 Thunder King, obviously. Everybody runs him now. I hate to keep sounding like a hipster, but I've run him for a long time too. I've always thought Thunder King was great in this deck. Especially if you run Honest, which I don't, just because of how tight the Performages make the deck. But keeping your opponent from searching out is great, and being able to negate a special summon is awesome too. Protect you from Trishula and whatnot. Raigeki's awesome, a little ridiculous obviously, but it's so powerful that if you have the space, it's kind of stupid not to run. 3 Reinforcement of the Armies, obviously. Thin out your deck, search out whatever you need. I run the special summon heavy variant, not as many traps. You'll see people running over half traps in their deck. I only run 13 in this one. Soul Charge gets you any of your monsters, so it's really awesome. 1 Foolish Burial, obviously, for Trick Clown, and it adds a little bit of utility too with the Tellarknights. I had a hand once where I had Foolish, Altair, and Vega, so I used Foolish to dump Deneb into the grave, and I made Triver that turn, and I basically won the duel because I had Foolish Burial. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, just so you can draw it if you really need it. I side most of them, but you want to keep yourself safe from floodgates if you really need to. 1 Book of Moon. It's not quite as important with Necros being a little powered down, but it's still a great card to have. 2 Skybridge, like I said. It's really great. Just being able to get anything you need out of your deck. I used to run an Alsum, which is the Tellarknight monster that burns off 1,000 life points, and that was a really interesting and fun way to kind of go for a last push, Skybridge into him. 2 Stellarnova Alphas. It's a really, really awesome card, but with the Performages in there, you kind of end up with a Tellarknight on the field a little less frequently, so you don't want too many clogging up in there. 3 Call of the Haunted, obviously. Call of the Haunted's amazing. In the end, my opponent's end phase, using Call of the Haunted on something like Vega or Altair and ending my opponent's turn with more cards on my field than I started their turn with. That's just so much fun. It's so frustrating for them, and it's really fun. 1 Oasis of Dragon Souls, just Call of the Haunted, except it puts them in a defense position and makes them worm type. If I didn't run the Performages, I'd probably run 2 of these. There just isn't the room for any more. 3 Fiendishes, it's awesome just being able to bounce back effect negation to your hand with Triver. Breakthrough Skill, I run 2 without the Performages, but more effect negation is always awesome. Bottomless Trap Hole, really great, especially against Cleforts, but really against just about anything. Dimensional Prison, I don't like battle traps in general. I try to run as few as possible, but it's really nice being able to banish something whenever you need to. A Torrential Tribute, always awesome, especially whenever you get effects when these hit the graveyard. Speaking of which, your extra deck, Constellar Diamond, for that all-important Burning Abyss matchup, and for Shadal's too, and anything other dark out there. A Deltaros, I've been considering running 3 with the Hat Trickers. 2 Triver, and Rongo Miniad. It's not too hard to get 4 monsters out on the field, which basically makes him a win condition since your opponent can't normal or special summon a turn after he's on the field. Diamond Crab King, I don't love the card, but you gotta have an out to towers now, so you keep him close by. Dark Rebellion XE Dragon is really awesome. Just get a huge beat stick on the field, make your opponent scared, and do some big damage. Ragna Zero, get some spot removal, and same with Honor Arc, get rid of those pesky monsters. Abyss Dweller, keep your opponent from getting their graveyard effects, and you will see me running Steel Swarm Roach until Infernoids are irrelevant, basically. Not a fun deck to go up against, so you want to keep them in check with this. Rhapsody Berserk, great for the mirror match, banish things from your opponent's grave. Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, great to be able to reactionary bounce anything back to your opponent's hand or mess up their hand. And as for the extra deck, I know I usually don't share, but keep a Rai-Oh in there, get rid of your opponent's Necros of Unicor or El Shadal Winda. Little trap, mostly trap, but some spell protection too with Forbidden Lance, and the extra mystical spaces and trap stun if you're getting really into the grind game. And you can see the rest from there. Well, thank you. That's the deck profile for the Performage Tellarknights. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, leave any suggestions if you have any questions, if you want to see any deck profiles. Thanks for watching.